guess you want me to back this trailer up?
Yeah,
man?
bring it on up.
So just to keep in line with the DC news that was just brought to the forefront. First trailer I got, we had the official first trailer of Black Adam. You know what I'm saying? The last one we got was the little teaser and all the little interviews, and didn't really show us much. This one, on the other hand, shows us a lot. We get a lot of cool looking characters. So pretty much, we get the release date for Black Adam. We're going to get that on October 21st of this year. It's directed by I don't know how to say my man's name. Looks like Jumi Colette Sarah. Could be wrong. But and as far as the cast goes, this cast looks solid, man. We get Dwayne Johnson playing Black Adam. You get Pierce Brosnan playing Dr. Fate. Aldous Hodge is playing Hawkman. And from what we see in this trailer, Hawkman looks really cool, man.
Yeah, he does.
He's got the cool mask going on. I mean, he always looked cool as a comic book character, but just seeing him live action, I don't believe he was ever in any other films up until this point.
No, this is the first time. Except the animated films,
Right. So I can see myself now. I'm predicting that he's probably going to be one of my favorite characters in this film. We also get Quintessa Swindle playing Cyclone. Noah Centineo.
That's what it sounds like.
Yeah, Centineo. He's a younger actor. I think the younger crowd might know who he is. He was in a few Disney shows, things of that nature. And then you get Sarah Sahai. But pretty much as far as the synopsis goes, it says nearly 5,000 years after he was bestowed with the almighty powers of the Egyptian gods and imprisoned just as quickly, Black Adam is freed from his earthly tomb, ready to unleash his unique form of justice on the modern day world. Rock style. Somebody is going to get bottomed,
Look like he's just rock bottom a jet.
Exactly. I mean, my man is out here catching missiles, and I mean, The Rock has not played a superhero yet, right?
Nah.
So
I don't think so.
with his on film charisma and just everything that he brings to the table, I think that this one's gonna hit. I think it's gonna be a win for DC.
Yeah, I can see it making money, dude. But I'm still I don't know if it's going to be good or not. Just because we're dealing with DC and and then I try to keep an open mind, but I've also got to prepare myself and temper my expectations.
Absolutely.
In order to avoid disappointment. But the thing that is also a little bit disturbing about this to me, because I think this character is coming out the Shazam world, and we don't see any sign of Shazam at all in this, and I think. Did Shazam get moved up? Is that coming out this year? So maybe that's a thing that they're going to set up. But also, what's the Black Adam release date?
Oh, it's October 21st of this year.
Yeah, so
Shazam might actually got pushed to next year.
Yeah, it did. So hold up, Shazam 2. Yeah, which is really weird. I'm like, all right, so Black Adam is going to come out, and then Shazam is going to come out right after that.
See, so I wouldn't be surprised if that's one of the little Easter eggs we're gonna get, and they're gonna intertwine them in the movie, but they just don't want to drop that in the trailer. Or it could, they could take a page out of Marvel's book and give us some post credit.
But that's the weirdest thing, dude, because it's like,
Adam's got the lightning bolt on his chest just like Shazam.
Yeah, but it's so weird, like to put the villain or this guy out before we get Shazam. But also I will admit this too. I don't know a lot about these characters, man.
Right.
Other than what I've seen in some of the things, I don't know the lore of Black Adam. I don't know the lore of even Hawkman, which is also a little weird seeing him here. It's like he's kind of cool, but I don't know. Like I got to see what they're gonna do with it, man.
I'm with you, dude.
There are some cool imagery going on, but you still got to tell a story, man. And that's ultimately what I think is going to be most important to sell this and set up things going into the future.
Well, this, like I said, Shazam worked for DC. What was it, last year, the year before when it dropped? I like that one. Outside of that, I'm a firm believer that DC animated films have all been solid. I've liked a lot of those ones, but this one I think is going to do do what it needs to do, and it's gonna slow pitch, almost a home run for Shazam too. So. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll have to wait until October to figure that
but
one out.
But that's kind of crazy too. You dropping 2 lightning bolt dudes like 2 months apart. That's wild. I don't know. I don't know what the market can bear or how the reception will be. But
they getting us ready for the thunderstorm, man. When it rains, it pours. So next one we got is it's going to be brought to us by Netflix, and this one is called The Man from Toronto. And it's going to drop for us on June 24th, 2022, directed by Patrick Hughes. And pretty much as far as the plot goes, the plot, it follows a New York screw-up and the world's deadliest assassin in a case of mistaken identity when there is a mix-up at an Airbnb. So, which will bring us to the cast, which is Kevin Hart, Woody Harrelson, Kaylee Cuoco, Jasmine Matthews, Leela Lauren. So what we see in this trailer is obviously Kevin Hart is our screw up, and Woody Harrelson is playing the role of the world's deadliest assassin. And somehow Kevin Hart he's at this Airbnb when Woody Harrelson's character is supposed to be there, and the people that call on him for his services just assume that Kevin Hart is this, cold-blooded killer, cutthroat assassin, and they bring him to go interrogate somebody, and he has no idea what's going on. But due to the way things are going, now he has to continue to pretend to be this assassin, but he has the help of Woody Harrelson. So it's almost like, from what I gathered, it looks like they kind of team up, kind of like the same kind of situation we would get from like those films, like the other guys, except those were cops, or what's it, Hobbs and Shaw, where just opposite sides of the track just have to team up. But it looks like it's going to be funny. This is what I'm a big fan of Woody Harrelson, and I like Kevin Hart for the most part, as long as he's not giving us all of the same comedy that we get in a lot of his films. But this one, when was the last film that he came out with? Because it's been a little while.
Kevin Hart?
Yeah.
I don't know. He did that series with Wesley Snipes.
There we go. Yeah, and that was pretty solid. And then outside of that, like I said, there was a lot of movies he dropped that I did like. I love Get Hard. I thought that was good with him and Will Ferrell. The Wedding, the Wedding Ringer.
Jumanji Part 2, man.
The Jumanji, he was solid. Yeah, when he had Danny Glover's voice, that was solid.
I'm going to watch that again, dude.
Yeah,
that shit is hilarious, man.
So I think this one is going to give us a little bit of that, that comedy with the action, plus the you're going to get the assassin flow going on. So
Yeah, so I think the last thing he did also Fatherhood. I haven't seen that one. That was the one he did for Netflix.
Oh, I did see that as well, but he was playing a lot. It was a little more serious role. Yeah. But yeah, that was solid. So so we got that coming on Netflix for, like I said, June 24th of this year. So I'm definitely going to be on the lookout for that one. The next one I got is I just had to bring this up. This just looks this trailer just looks so just off the wall to me. But it's a film called American Carnage, and it's going to drop for us on July 15th of this year. Directed by a gentleman named Diego Halovis. And as far as the cast goes, I'm just get all this out the way real quick, because all this is what pulled me in out before I saw this story. You get Jenna Ortega, which I don't really know.
She's everywhere now, dude. She's been in so many things, man. It's crazy. She might have a deal with. This looks like some Blumhouse kind of. You know what I'm saying? Like she's got a deal somewhere because she's getting cast and everything. Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. I was about to say I can't recall the last thing she was in, but I know she's popping up. And then you get my man George Ledenberg, who was the dude that was the driver in that movie Night Teeth.
Yeah.
He was also in Bumblebee, and he was my dude on the Wu-Tang show, man. He got killed. He was dope, man. And he's an up and comer. You also get Brett Cullen, just to name a few. But pretty much, we're getting into this synopsis.
The dad from Euphoria.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I mean, there is people galore through this. A lot of young talent. But then after I noticed all that, the synopsis, dude, is just it's insane. So pretty much, there's a governor that gets elected or whatever, and after this governor he gets elected, he issues an executive order to arrest the children of all undocumented immigrants, and then the newly detained youth are offered an opportunity to have their charges dropped by volunteering at by volunteering to provide care to the elderly at like an elderly home. Once they're inside the elder care facility, the volunteers discover that the governor and the facility's supervisor have cooked up a horrifying, depraved conspiracy that endangers all of them. So pretty much, the elderly people are there against their will. The younger people there against their will. The younger people are there to take care of the elderly, but nobody can leave. I mean, there's American Carnage is a good name for this film, because just in that it's you get about a two and a half minute trailer, and there's so much that's going on. I was just like, dude, I need to see this. I want to see where this goes. I know it's going to be crazy, and it kind of started giving me those like Get Out vibes. Like there's probably like some psychosis stuff going on.
I will say this, man. I'm wondering about the history of this film, because like the actors they look much younger, because someone like it's got a who's who of who's popping right now, and the way they look in this film, like they're like a couple years younger than how they look now. And I'm wondering if this was when they got pushed due to COVID and it's finally getting a release or something like that. It's just wild.
Yep. and they'll do that, like you said, once they start really getting notoriety, they will drop these other films that might have just missed production or missed nobody wanted to buy them at the time. So, but I'm on board for this. Like I said, it looks crazy conceptually, and like I said, it's a plethora of young talent. Just so I want to see what they bring to the table. So, and last but not least, I know we spoke on the Prey, aka Predator 5 teaser in the last trailer segment, but we finally got an official trailer for Prey. And I liked what I saw. I know we're going to get into that in a minute, but pretty much it's going to be released exclusively on Hulu on August 5th of this year. Directed by Dan Trachtenberg, who also is the dude who directed 10 Cloverfield Lane, which I really enjoyed that film. I think that was one of the better installments of that series or franchise or whatever. But without the first one, of course, you don't get that one. But I like what he did. And as far as the cast, we get Amber Mid-Thunder, who's going to be playing our lead. You also get Dane DeLiargo, Dakota Beavers, Stormy Kipp, and a young lady named Stephanie Mathis. Those are some really cool names. Stormy Kipp. And the way it's spelled too, it's very, very dope. Mid Thunder as a last name. These are some very.
This is real native people. I appreciate them going through that lengths to cast, because that's
And that also it brings into the subject matter and what they're trying to present us on film for this version of this installment of the Predator series. So as far as the synopsis goes, it's the origin story of the Predator in the world of the Comanche Nation 300 years ago. Mid-Thunder, her character is named Naru, and she is a skilled female warrior that fights to protect her tribe against one of the first highly evolved predators to land on Earth. And what we get in this trailer is a little bit of everything. There's this one scene that just really stood out to me. It shows us our young Naru kind of just fighting for her life against a bear. Like she's just out in the mix and cross paths with a bear trying to take her out, and she's like under all these sticks, and next thing you know, the bear just kind of flops.
Looks like a beaver dam.
And yeah.
Swam underneath.
I know you watch a lot more National Geographic than I do, man.
Hey, you never know when these useless facts you accumulate will come in handy.
That was very elaborate. I'm like, yeah, man, it's a pile of sticks. It looks like a beaver dam. Thank you. See that? We work together. Teamwork makes the dream work. So, but dude, you see the bear just kind of flop, and next thing you know, it just gets hoisted up in the air. I mean, the Predator pretty much does the Ultimate Warrior elevator, elevator lift, dude. And then then you just see him walking away with the bear on his shoulder, man. So, right then and there, I was like, okay, they're trying to bring this oomph back to, yeah, even they might be overdoing it. I know.
I'm down with the story, dude. I'm already there because that's one of the best aspects about those characters to me. Like the ending of Predator 2 set that in motion. The fact that these predators have been coming to Earth for hundreds of years, and so there's a history with that. And I would definitely love for the rest of these movies to continue like that. Maybe alternate. Maybe do one in present time and then do one in past. Do one in present to past. You alternate, and you have so many scenarios to play with. Like that's immediately dope to me. The idea that we're going back hundreds of years and we're fighting Native Americans and they're dealing with this predator
and the weaponry that they're using. I mean, the only thing as far as the Predator franchise goes, just stray away from what y'all did last time, and it should work. That last Predator was just.
I don't even count that.
It doesn't even. Yeah, like I said,
I haven't even bothered to watch that again since I saw it.
I won't. They couldn't pay me to. It was just not okay on any level. But with this one, like you said, just the fact that they're bringing it back, into this time frame. This is, he's the only one that has evolved weapon. I mean, he's got the shoulder cannon, but they're trying to attack him with bows and arrows.
But to be honest, in the first Predator,
that's how Arnold
essentially beat him with the same weaponry that these people have, and it's dope. Like I am excited for that, man. Just to see the matchup, and it's returning it back to slasher film territory, where it's just this entity out there, and he's picking them off one by one, and they've got to merge and try to fight this thing, man. And
it's switching the tone because it's giving us a solid, strong female lead that's going against him this time. Whereas majority of the other films, it's either a male or a group in essence. What we got in Predators with Brody and everybody else. But this one, I mean, dude, it looks so visually appealing. And I mean, there's this one part where the screen goes black and it bigs her up. It's like, yeah, she hunts to live, or she hunts to live, and then it shows a little bit, and then it shows the predator, and it's like he lives to hunt. I mean, it's like those little things.
It's kind of interesting though. I just noticed that shot here, yo. It looks, I mean, because they are Comanche warriors, but doesn't it look like all these things are dead in this field right here? I just noticed that. It looked like a bunch of dead, maybe like buffalo or something. And that's kind of interesting. So I don't know if the predator did that, or it could have been, because you see the other guys in this film too. It looked like more Americans, like white dudes. They're dressed up like
so maybe
muskets
or something.
And muskets, and so maybe that's the thing that they're contending with too. You got the advancement of the settlers messing with their livelihood. So that could be cool if they're adding.
As you have this pause, I see there's a Disney logo.
Yeah, this
is coming on Disney because as the trailer goes, it's saying it's dropping on Hulu.
Yeah, well, technically Hulu owns Disney now, and people were worried about because the thing is, Disney got the right to all the 20th Century Fox properties when they made that deal to get the Fox deal. Okay. And so that included Predator, that included Aliens, anything that Fox produced. That's how they ended up getting the X-Men back. So this is dope. So if people were worried, well, Disney, they're going to water it down. Well, I think what Disney's doing now is they're putting the harder stuff on Hulu, because they got that outlet.
So they can still keep Disney Plus family friendly.
But I've also saw something. I got to confirm this, but take this with a grain of salt. But I hear that also they are also limiting the amount of 20th Century Fox films that actually get a theatrical release, because they kind of inherited a lot of debt, you know. So they got a lot of projects that were already in production or already got made that they don't know what to do with. And then it's like, you know, we're trying to figure out what's what, but they're also, you know, I think they're also doing some type of quality control, because that's one thing that I do appreciate. A lot of people think capitalism is bad, but Disney loves money and they don't like to fail. And I think, you know, that's just why this thing probably is coming out the way it's coming out. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. Maybe that could be an indicative of what they expect this film would do to put it on their streaming platform.
The last one left a sour taste in people's mouths. Justifiably so. I do think that this one would probably pull numbers in the theater, but
I don't know.
Right
maybe
now,
I'm still burnt. Like I'm still walking into this. Like the idea of this is great, but I'm also still. I'm tipping on eggshells toward it. Like I don't know. Are you going to burn me again?
Around the time this is coming out, I mean, there are some heavy hitters that are still dropping. I mean, this is. I mean, they're trying to re-inject this franchise. You know, it has a solid fan base, us included, but they're trying to re-inject this franchise in at a time when we're about to get Thor: Love and Thunder. We're about to get the dinosaurs. We just got Doctor Strange.
Because I mean,
we got Black Adam.
Summer movie season is, you know, mostly May and June. You know, in July. You know, by the August is usually winding down. But also, I could see them. This could be an experiment. It's like, yo, we're going to get X amount of subscribers to Hulu just to watch this. Maybe so many sign up for the trial. And let's just say a third of them forget about the trial and keep going, and then we made some money. But
and see, if this one does what you know what I anticipated to do, then maybe we might see a Prey Part 2 get at that theatrical release, or just keep it on. Because I mean, hey man, you gotta feed people for these being loyal to their subscriptions. You know what I mean?
But also it could be a thing too, because the trailer that we're looking at this from, it says 20th Century Fox Canada. Then it has a Disney Plus logo, so it's the official site. But at the same time, it depends on the release. I know they brought all the Netflix stuff to Disney Plus now, and a lot of people were like, "Are they going to edit it?" Or you know, that first episode of Jessica Jones, man, she kind of riding my man. You know, that's not family friendly. But what they did is, you know, the last time I logged in, I had to pick an option to. If I wanted to allow, you know, mature content to be able to show on my account. Okay. So they're putting it behind that wall. So it's like, yo, they're coming after the money, dude. Like they you know, they're doing the wholesome entertainment that they still do, but they're also taking advantage of this stuff. And right now they're about to launch a Predator comic on Marvel now. Because they have
I can't wait for that.
But I think it comes out this month, and they're going to have the Predator interacting with characters from the Marvel universe. Yo, dude, like. If you want to introduce Wolverine, man, I'm crazy, and people think I'm nuts. But dude, if you made Wolverine versus Predator, and that's going to be the first official Wolverine movie, bro, you could, man.
What? Because dude, on the cover of the comic book, he's like holding the Iron Man, like he's like
So, I seen the cover with Spider-Man, so I don't know if he's going to actually battle with all those characters, but it's great promo and it's great stuff to think about and mess around with. Because, like I said, the character is so dope. Imagine him fighting like the knights or medieval times, or popping up around summarizing ninjas like or put him in Africa with like Zulu warriors and shit. Man, there's so many.
Or like even
to play with this.
Even in Jurassic times, you know what I'm saying? And like think of remember that cartoon Primal. What if he crossed paths with Spear and Fang, man? Yeah, that would be dope, man.
There's so many ways you can mess around with it. The last thing we'll speak on it. The only thing that I didn't like, I didn't like how they were speaking English, man, and it was like perfect English. So they did announce that there's going to be the first time it's ever been done. They're going to do a dub in Comanche, which is the language of the, you know. That this tribe is actually the Comanche warriors, who were, you know, historically known as, you know, some of the greatest, you know, warriors that lived. I mean, they put up a big resistance to the, you know, expansion out west. You know what I'm saying, in that time period, you know. But so I think that's dope.
That's
for them
solid.
To do that. That's probably how I'm gonna watch it, dude, because it's gonna throw me off. That's the thing about the trailer that threw me off immediately. He's like, you don't think I can hunt, but I can hunt. And I'm like, bro, this is going to mess with me, dude. It's going to throw me out. But if I could watch it in that way, then I think that it's going to play better for me, you know?
I'm going to check them both. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm going to want to hear them speaking in their native tongue, but also You know, I might just want to, you know, just watch the movie and not have to watch and read at the same time. I might not want to multitask, you know, so I might do the dubbed version first and then go back. But you know, that's the beautiful thing about having options.
Yeah,
That's a wise choice on their part to give us that option as a viewer.